Hi anyone. Today we're going to be upgrading our town into a city. So we're going from New Berkle to New Berk City. Yeah, so that's super exciting for me. I've been waiting for this day to come for a while. So we are going to be using this area that I cleared out recently and just made into a grass patch. And we're going to be turning this into Logs Inc. So that is going to have its own tower, and it's going to have a wood farm inside it, producing all the types of wood except for the dark oak, just because they're the 2x2s and I can't farm it in this farm. But they're pretty easy to get. Just go to a dark oak forest and choppy. But this will make getting wood a lot easier for our trees and for other people when they need it. So I'm excited to upgrade our town into a city. So the first step would be to build the actual farm inside of the building, just so we can go inside out rather than outside in. I just feel like it's easier to see things, and that way I can use the farm before I have the building, because the building's going to take a while to build. But let's go with what do we need to build the farm? We need a bunch of redstone components, and I'm going to be using concrete for the build itself, the building, and then also for the redstone components. Each line and each component, I'm going to use a different color of concrete. So I'm going to go over here to my concrete converter, which we can go into our secret little entrance in this house. This is my main house. I pretty much use it as my base of operations with all my stuff. And down here we have our concrete converter in our little secret basement. Ping pong. And boom. Yeah, so this is my concrete converter that I made. It explodes the concrete, and I definitely will need more white and stuff over time. But the other colors, I think I have enough of what I need for the redstone components and stuff. So I'm going to start building the item sorters first, and then I'll bring you back in once that's all done. Alright, the item collection room is all done. We've got it all set up over here, and we're using shulker loaders as well as the item sorters on top of that, just to make everything nice and neat and collectible and movable. It's better in my eyes. It's just, you need to have a full shulker just to be able to get access to your items before you can do anything, which is a little annoying. But once you get your first shulker, then you're good to go. You just kind of put it here, and then you're good. You just have a chest of it, and you keep farming once you realize you're low, and it works for me. Let's see. We can go check that out here. We have our shulker loaders down here, and it's a little bit of adjusted than compared to our normal ones. I have the redstone block up here rather than below it, just so when you're inside here, it's all concrete rather than the redstone blocks, just for the looks a little bit. Then over here, we go up into the impulse item sorters, and then I need to set the sorters themselves, what goes into each one. It's pretty much what is displayed here. Then as the items go along this ice track, it gets aligned with the chests, and then it goes into the hoppers, and the sorters sort the items, and then in the end is a bunch of compostable items, or compostable. Yeah, that's how I say it. But yeah, that's pretty much where all the compostable items will go and give us bone meal. Yeah, that's the item sorters. Next, we have to build the actual farm, which we'll be building Ianxo4's farm for the mangrove and the new cherry wood as well, for 1.20. So when that comes out, we'll be able to get that. Let's see, what else? Yeah, it's going to go directly on top of this, and it will just stack right on top, and we'll be going pretty up into the sky because it needs to have a TNT drop. What? That's not footage of a tree farm. That's just you building a tree and the rock in this corner of this park that we're slowly putting together. Yeah, that's just the footage I had, because the footage of me building this monstrosity kind of got corrupted, so it is what it is. In the end, this tree farm is pretty simple. Again, it's Ianxo4's tree farm. I'll link it in the description. And then I'll put a link to my Discord where I'll have a download for the Lightmatica. So if you do want to use the Lightmatica with the concrete and stuff to separate the circuits, then I'll have that available for you. Let's see. Also, let's see, where do we start? We already had the item sorters. Then the items will drop into this collection, the water collection here. So the water collection will flow up to where the player is standing right there, and it will refill the player's inventory with the saplings and stuff. And then it goes along this water track and then down into the item sorters. So let's keep going up. I guess we could go to where the player stands. It's a little inconvenient moving around the farm without the building, but we'll have a building pretty soon. Over here I have all the saplings that we use. I am going to need to make the farms for the mangrove propagules, the warp fungus, and the crimson fungus, just because they don't get renewed by this farm. So it's just really slow if you don't have those things. Otherwise, it still works, but you just need to manually get the propagules and the warp fungus and the crimson fungus. It just takes a long time with the netherrack stuff, the nyliums. Let's see. Then you go here. This is where the bone meal comes through. It's just, you fill it up with bone meal. I've been going back and forth between the bone meal farm and the wither skeleton farm that I made on a stream the other day. So, because I knew I was going to need another source of bone meal for this farm, so I decided to just make a wither skeleton farm, because I also wanted some wither skeleton heads. We could check that out actually after I finish this build, describing what happens here. So if we needed to get more saplings from either the mangrove propagules or the fungus, we can put it into here, and then this will automatically drop it into our inventory, similar to the bone meal. So over here on the green line, we have the clock. So this clock will, let me get rid of these vines so it makes it easier to see, is what will be powering the farm, the TNT dropper up top. So we could flick it here. This will turn the farm back on. So the cycle will go where it's at a 12 tick delay, and then these two go back and forth on, there's a 2 tick delay between them. So every 2 ticks, there's going to be a TNT drop, and then every 12 ticks, it drops the next cycle. So that's the easiest way of thinking about it if you know about game ticks and stuff. Otherwise, I don't really have a better way of describing it. But let's go up top to where the TNT droppers are. Well, it's just one TNT dropper, but over here we have the TNT pusher. So it uses scaffolding to detect when there is a change in the scaffolding, and it goes up the scaffolding and then uses this observer to observe when there's a change. And it will fire going along, and this will push the TNT that gets dropped. So then that's pretty much all this does. If you flick this, then it will not push. It will always leave it like in, because this will never flick. Let's go. Keep going up top. And then this is the TNT duper that I use for the most part. This is part of the farm that he uses, and this is kind of what taught me about TNT dupers, that this is going on a 1 tick pulse. So it's going to fire rapidly, which is telling the game, okay, there's TNT here, but it's not going to just fire, it's just going to push, because there is also a regular piston here firing back, and it's all happening on in the course of 2 ticks. So it pushes in 1 tick and it pushes back in another tick, and it needs 2 ticks for the TNT to actually explode. So it does explode, but it kind of dupes the explosion. That's pretty much it for the farm. Besides, you just needed to stand in the right spot and plant your sapling. So we can do let's do something a little that I need. Let's just keep doing oak, because oak is useful always. I'll just use chest, make it to use chest. So you put the saplings in your offhand and you flick this lever to start getting bone meal. Once you get enough bone meal in your inventory that is full, it will be on this pressure plate, and it will be locking the dropper, so it won't keep dropping the bone meal. And then just stand back far enough that you don't get hit by the TNT, and you place your sapling and your bone meal, and it grows, and it explodes, and it grows, and it explodes, and it grows, and it explodes, and you just stand here for a while. You don't really have to eat. You don't really have to worry about phantoms because the trees will spawn above you, so you automatically get a roof. But I'm going to be putting a building around this anyway, so I won't have to worry about phantoms in general. But besides that, the farm is working great. I spent pretty much my entire Sunday just getting shulkers worth of wood from everything just to fill up the bits above the chest. So I have a shulker at least of everything. I got more of these. Spruce. It's basically I got a shulker worth of all of these boxes. The saplings are going to take forever. Again, when 1.20 comes out, I would put the new cherry wood here, put the cherry wood saplings here. Just get rid of the mangrove papagules because you do get them just very, very slowly. So it's not worth it getting a chest for it. Then I would just put. I would probably get rid of the apples because it's just better to trade with villagers. But yeah, that's pretty much the farm done. Always remember to turn it off when you leave the area or else things might explode on you and that's no good. Let's see. I'm coming in for an emergency landing. Okay, farm is off. This is off. That's off. That's exploding in my face. Let me put back any bone meal that I can. Okay, that's cool. So yeah, that's the farm. I could quickly show you the wither skeleton farm because it's pretty simple. It's just in a place in the nether that it's a little bit of ways, but no big deal. All right, we're coming into the wither skeleton farm over here in a soul sand valley. So it's the perfect spot where no other mobs will be spawning. I don't have to do a bunch of spawn proofing for everything. That's the way back home, obviously. So we just go down this ladder that's not finished yet, and we just fall to our inevitable doom. And we go down to our platform here, and this is where our wither skeletons fall. Let me just get out a sword. Boom, boom. And it doesn't really matter which sword, but so I just been here slicing. This is where the wither skeletons fall to. I don't have it automatically sorting yet. I'm just lazy. So I need to, there we go, skull, show you where they come from. So they come from up this tube and from this double spawning platform. I did make it a little too big so they can't really see the golem from if they spawn on this corner. And I just can't be bothered fixing it because they eventually just wander or they jump into the pits for the piglins. So it's no big deal. Like these guys can't see the iron golem. Like I could put him in the center and they might be able to see him from that corner, but like it's just like 3 blocks in they can't, or 4 blocks in they can't see because it's too far out. But it works pretty well. Even so with the extra spawning out in the corners. But like, see, this guy saw him once he got close enough and he's running in. The walls stop the magma cubes from spawning, and then the corners we have these eggs with the 2 blocks above it to allow the pigmen to see them and run towards them as quickly as possible. I would want to get rid of the fires. It's so difficult to go in there without dying. Like it's impossible. So I could set up a respawn anchor and like figure it out, but like again, I'm lazy. But yeah, this is where I've been getting a lot of my bones, just because bones are better than a bone meal farm. I think it's just easier. Plus, we're getting a lot of skulls. Look at this. We got a stack of beacons basically. So that's pretty cool. We can start using them as decoration, not just as beacons. So yeah, that's the wither skeleton farm. But now we're going to go back home and we're actually going to start building a building. Time to build a building. Time to build the building. And it's going to be a little plain from what you see. So it's going to feel weird in the spot because it's towns right now. It's not a city. So it needs more buildings around it to feel real. But once we get it done, it'll feel better. It's going to feel strange at the beginning. But it's not about the journey. It's about the final product, I think. That's so wrong. But we're having a good time. So we're back home. I did a bunch of material gathering for this build. It's a lot of like not one material, but like very specific materials. So it's not like it was a bunch of like meticulous things to get, but like I'm glad I had this wood farm to get this birch wood, and then I'm glad I dug this mountain to get all this stone, and I'm glad I built the gravel farm or the bartering farm to get the gravel for all this concrete. So like you build things to get things to make things. So that's how Minecraft works. So what we need to do next is just build up a foundation and then build up the first level of the building that we're going to be making for this, is we're going to be making a tower. So the way that these buildings are made are they have an internal core. So the building core is what like holds all the like the elevators, the stairs, the electronics, the piping, things like that. So some buildings would have multiple cores, some buildings will have multiple like piping core specifically, but we're in Minecraft, so we're not going to be so complicated, but we do want to have a core to the building, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to have an internal stairway / elevator to get up to the farm, and then also we're going to do a bunch of different floors for this building. It's going to kind of look like an office building. We can make it look whatever we want once we start decorating it. But yeah, I think the only thing left to do is start building. Oh yeah, isn't she looking sleek? Like a building? Like it's becoming a building? And like I brought the road across just to make it like fit more with the like the city and stuff, and like it's looking pretty cool. Like it definitely fits a lot better than I thought it would already. Like it didn't take much effort to make it feel like at home, like in the space. So I'm already enjoying it. I'm glad we've done this. So let's see. This is the first floor. It's the biggest of all the floors. I made the entrance here after a turn, and we're gonna make this turn, and there's gonna be buildings all along. So this mountain's gonna go as well. A lot of digging, a lot of monotonous stuff, but you know, it's stuff we got to do. But this is gonna be the first floor. We're gonna put some sort of like an entranceway, like a lobby type area. I don't know exactly what this is building gonna be. I think it's gonna be an office building. But here we're gonna have some elevators down. This is gonna be a drop down. We have honey blocks here so you don't take damage. Same here. And then here would be a water elevator up to the farm. And then here we'll have stairs if you want to just use stairs in case of emergency. Okay, but here we are on the second floor, and here are some supporting beams. This was what would guide your interior walls if you wanted to make them. So that's just what they would use in real life to guide that kind of stuff. But this is Minecraft, so we don't really need to do that, especially on this type of build. We're just building this for the farm, for the exterior. If we want to build the interior at some point, we can, but it's not really important right now. So we need to build up the core to the farm and connect that together with the elevators. I think that's the next step. So let's do that real quick. That's just going to be a lot of gray concrete. So boom, boom, boom. Right click, right click, right click, right click. Ow. Bonk. Bink. All right. So that's a pretty big change so far. Let's see how it looks from outside. Yeah. Whoa. Kind of looking like a tower already. And we haven't even done the facades yet. So that's the next step. We've got our beams in. We've got all our supports in. The farm kind of takes up some of the central core of the building. But that's fine. We're in Minecraft. Things float. It's no big deal. We can have explosions inside of buildings, but it's fully supported, fully structurally sound. Don't think it's anything but that. Let's think. We got a little bit of a spider problem, but we'll fix that with lighting in once the walls are up and the floors are in, because there's a lot of flooring, and a lot of lighting, and a lot of ceiling, and a lot of walling, and a lot of windows. But yeah, it's not gonna build itself, so I gotta do it. Let's go. Oh, I almost hit that chain. That would have been bad. Woo! So, the building is done. Yeah, I'm a little crazy. I thought this was gonna be a quick, simple project. It's a lot of easy, similar blocks, a lot of easy placing of things, but no, I did not use easy place like a smart person. I just kind of built it, because I like to use fundamentals when I'm doing things. I'm just stubborn, I guess. That's the main problem. So I gotta learn from my mistakes and realize I need to do things faster. But anyways, so here's the roof. Well, I just wanted to comment. I learned how to make this kind of building from a YouTuber called Alpine1, because he's an actual architect and he knows what he's doing and what he's saying. So if you want to learn more about like building things like this, go watch his channel, because I don't know anything. I'm just imitating things I see on YouTube. So, now that we've clarified that, here's the roof. It's got a nice place to hang out, some like grassy knolls, just like to chill. Some AC units and other things are just happening up here. Then we have the elevator, like top shaft. So this is where like all the function would happen for the elevators. Then we can go down the staircase into the next floor. This is like the final floor. This is like a normal floor. Then if we look down the elevator, then we can see the farm. And we can go down to where we need to be for the farm to function it. Just a little drop. And we just chill here. And since that's good, I think that's pretty much it for the building. Let me think. What else could we do? What else do we need? I could jump down this hole. I changed this to powdered snow under there just so I don't take any damage, because with the honey block I was taking damage. I thought we wouldn't take any damage with the honey blocks, but I'm wrong. I thought it was like slime. But no. Let's think. The last thing I think we're going to do today, we're not going to decorate the building just because that's going to take a little bit too much time. I think what we're going to do is add some signage. We're going to do, because looking at the building, you don't know what's going on inside it. It's just a building. You can't really see the farm through the glass. It's difficult to see. So we need to put a Logs Inc. sign here, and then probably a big one up top, because this is kind of plain. It's just like, it's just a cool building. It looks cool, but it's just a building. So I want to put a big sign here that says Logs Inc. with some logo on it. And that'll be cool. That'll be a good way to finish the episode, I think. But yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Do it. Alright, with these signs, that's the last thing we're going to be doing today. Because we built Ianxo4's wood farm inside the tower. Then we built this tower inspired by Alpine1's YouTube channel. And then we built these signs just to kind of signify what's on the building. We didn't really decorate the interior of the building yet, but I do plan on doing that soon. I don't know but if in the next episode or in the following, well, yeah, we'll see what we're doing. I know in the future we do want to make a supermarket. We want to make another gas station here, just to house some villagers. We'll have our farmers in the supermarket, and then we'll do more clerics in the gas station, in the basements and stuff, just to do some villager trading, just so we have more space for that. Then I want to do more towers this way. But yeah, that's it for today. So thank you for watching. Thank you for staying. Thank you for liking and subscribing if you do. And if not, no worries. Otherwise, have a good one. Stay safe. Bye-bye.